Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bobby Mills for theindependent.com with our first version of In the Hoop, transitioning from football to basketball. We're glad to be here. Glad to be in Doniphan, Nebraska. Doniphan-Trumbull head coach, Kelan Buhr. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming again.
Yeah, doggone right. I like. It's fun to kick it off here, man. So, doesn't seem like 7 years. Is that correct?
Yep. This is my 7th year as being the head coach, so it's really gone quickly.
Well, yeah, when you're doing well. You're not young enough to be offended by this question, but how old were you when you took this gig? Or maybe I should put it differently. How many years were you out of high school when you took this gig? Answer it either way. No.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think back a little bit.
Oh, come on. You're 23, 22 years old now.
I started helping assist when I was 20 years old and still in college.
Okay.
At Hastings College, and I was an assistant coach for 5 years. And then when I was 25, 26, I became the head coach.
Okay, that's still pretty young.
Yeah, yeah. Got addicted to it early.
Talking about the 5, of course, my son did the same thing at GICC, and you know, you're a seasoned vet before you're 30 years old, man.
Yeah, it really gets in your blood, and you love doing it, and you know, it's just infectious around the kids, and a new year's a new group, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's not like you can go out and recruit either, so you must be doing something right. You're not a teacher here, is that correct?
Correct. I don't teach. I farm with my dad on our family farm.
I think that is great.
Yeah.
Because back in the old days, there was one guy that was able to do that because there was a rule against it. And I just found out when I went through the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame that Ed Colleran up at Spalding Academy had to have an administrator with him at every single game. He was a mailman. That's the only guy that ever did that until they started letting people like you do it, which is the greatest thing in the world because just not enough coaches to go around. And you know, lo and behold, they opened up a can of worms that was really nice.
Yeah, and it works out nice for me.
Well, yeah,
you know,
especially farming. Man.
Yep, right out of a truck or a tractor and into the basketball court.
Oh, man, that's great. So, who's helping you this year? Who's on your staff?
A lot of the same pieces a year ago. I've got Jeff Barnes, who's another out-of-district worker that comes and helps, and then Coach Ben Gehring. Us three have been together for, I believe, 4 years now, so there's a lot of comfort there.
Continuity, man.
And then I have a volunteer assistant in Ben Turner.
Okay.
Who, he's another guy that farms out around Trumbull and wanted to get involved and helps with our junior high, and we're getting into his blood early too. So
good. What about below that? Do you still have that program?
Yeah.
For under the middle school kids?
Yep. And so our junior high program at school, we got Mr. Drew Bivens, who helped me for a year at the high school level. Mr. Mike Williams, he had helped with our girls program for a while. So those two guys being there, just an extension of myself. And then into our elementary program, we have a lot of moms and dads. They grab the rein.
I think you have to.
Yeah. With a school our size, you're going to run into that, and they do a great job. You know, we've got an elementary league that we're going to offer in January, and we're dipping down into 2nd grade now. And so,
oh boy, that's great news, man.
Yeah, we got kids playing, and our school's packed every single night with practices, and you know, we wish we had another gym to have even more, but it's a problem, but it's a good problem to have.
That is a good problem, yeah. Probably Saturdays too, man. You know. So tell me about this team of yours. They built it up pretty strong, and you're preseason rated, I think, 9th in the World Herald. Is that correct, or maybe higher?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I mean, you know, it's like you know how that is. Oh, you know, we'll just go play. But there's a lot of expectations, and rightly so. Do you have all 5 starters back, or 4 starters?
All 5 back.
And are 3 double figures or 4?
I believe 3 were, and we had a 4th that was like 9.8.
Wow,
so
that's
basically 4 guys back that average double figures.
Boy, I love that even distribution, man. So tell me about the team this year.
Yeah, so last year we didn't have any seniors out, and we returned everybody from the varsity team. This year we got our 4 senior leaders would be Miles Sad, who's played since he was a freshman.
Oh boy, yeah.
We got Ethan Smith, Andrew Stock, Blake Dedamore, our seniors that return as starters, and then Jaden Williams started as a freshman, and he's a sophomore, and he's starting again. And Caden Dedamore comes off the bench. He's a sophomore, and then two seniors that kind of round out our rotation right now would be Chris Urich and then Carter Schultz. And we've got some other sophomores that are competing and just kind of getting their feet wet. Sophomore year is kind of a hard year. More what to do, but maybe can't do it quite yet. But our kids play so hard. Practices are a joy to go to. We're up to 22 out this year, so our numbers are back up. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the team. I like what I saw last year. That there seems to be a lot of chemistry to me, and maybe there could be more. I don't know. I'm not the coach, but it looked like a coherent, cohesive group. I mean, coherent. They better be.
Yeah.
Cohesive group that spread out the scoring. Opened up the 2 wins. Can't beat that. Yeah. St. Paul game must have been pretty exciting. Maybe too exciting. But,
that's right. It was kind of. Just the second game of the year, and it's early on Saturday, and we're not quite in the shape that we need to be in. But, for as much as they lost, they still have athletes on the floor, and the Klingensmith kid is just a big, long kid who's athletic and can really make some plays. And so they made us earn it for sure. And there's definitely things we wish we would have done differently, and hopefully we don't turn it over as much and shoot it a little bit better. But it's early, and we got away with a win, and now we're focused on this weekend with St. Cecilia and Kennesaw, who are.
Boy, what a weekend that! I was going to say, my next question was about your schedule, and I'm choking because I'm thinking St. Cecilia and Kennesaw. Kennesaw will get the late start because of football, but still, I'm sure they're going to have a good team. But St. Cecilia's football, very strong. So I'm sure you guys can handle it. But why don't you guys go to a holiday tournament? Is it just because never came up?
We used to be in one in Elm Creek.
Okay.
And then through COVID and coming out of it, we just weren't extremely motivated to get in one.
Okay.
We felt that the holiday tournament had maybe cost us a wild card in the past. And it was just kind of a time where we want our kids to have a break. And this year we added just a game. We'll play Heartland. And that way we're playing a game, and we should have enough practice time. So many years, you're coming off of the 5-day moratorium, and you've got 1 or 0 practices, and if that's going to end up costing you in the long run, we just felt that it was something that we didn't want to do.
Some people might think about that a little bit because I've seen some pretty rough games coming out that 5-day moratorium. That was a fun thing when you guys played in that Hastings College thing last year.
Yeah.
UCAN didn't think so,
right.
But you,
right?
But I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy before we go on further because this is your 7th year, and I figured out. I mean, it's all over the place anyway, but you've won at least 15 games the last 5 years? Is it? 6 years? 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
So that's going to be, have you won, is this your 97th win last Saturday? And 50 losses?
Yeah. Yep, that would be right.
You're going to get to 100, man, before you're 27 years old, dude. That's impressive because that's 66% win percentage. So, if you play Doniphan-Trumbull, your chances don't look too good on paper, but that is. I just want to shake your hand. That is very good. So, anyway, has your approach to your offense or defense changed? I mean, I know the personnel will change it. Have you ever had a big man?
We did have we actually had a 6'8" foreign exchange student.
Oh, that's right.
1 year, and so, I mean, we've had a big guy, but between the language barrier and he really liked playing on the perimeter, I don't know if we had a true, big 6'5" guy we could throw it into, but we've learned to make do with it. There's some younger coaches getting into head coaching jobs, and I just tell them, you got to believe in everything you do, and you look back at 5 years and go, why did I ever do that? And I definitely look back at that. We wanted to play really, really fast, probably too fast to a fault.
I think that's a young guy, though. It really looks tempting if you've got the horses to run, but then, you sacrifice a little defense, but hey, if you can outscore them, so.
Yeah, and from playing good people, and we talk about looking back at our losses each year, and we're playing people that are eventual state champions and state runner-ups, and you know, even last year we beat UTAN, who's a state runner-up, but played GICC, who's a state champion. Adams Central's a state runner-up.
Oh Lord, yes.
And games that we have not been successful in, but we really learn a lot about ourselves. So,
Yep.
you know, we've done a nice job, and want to try to take the next step to making it down to Lincoln on a consistent basis, and trying to win down there.
It looks good this year. Have you changed your views on defense since you started?
Yeah.
I mean, the value you put on it. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
you know, some people don't care, man. Fred Hoiberg doesn't. Hey, we'll outscore you. Well, not last night, but we won't talk about that. But you know.
Yeah, I think you got to make it as hard as possible on other people, and find a way to not give easy baskets. Make everything be earned. And you know, we started out playing 2-3 zone because it was flat out easier. There was less to work on.
True.
And,
true enough.
You know, didn't have the right group to buy in on it, and so we just went with 2-3 zone, and that's what we ran for a couple of years.
I think you have to if you don't, you know.
Yeah, and it's like anything though. If you want to be good at it, you got to spend time on it, and so we definitely spend more time on defense now than we did 6 years ago.
I think that's common, but. So what's your district look like this year? Is it back at Grand Island Central Catholic, and who's in it?
Yeah, we're in with GICC, Amherst, Ravenna, and Loop City. So
well, that's a formidable group. Amherst has got a good team, I think.
They do, and then we'll see Ravenna and Loop City through our conference.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, they just keep working to get better. So definitely not anything to not worry about. I mean, there's really good teams in there.
Yeah, well, Gibbon played St. Paul tough on opening night, I thought.
Yeah, and
so
I think that's the thing about our schedule is everybody seems to have gotten better this year.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, you look before Christmas, we're heading into St. Cecilia, Kennesaw. They're both undefeated. Central City's got a nice start to their year, and Sandy Creek has a nice start to their year. So we're going to know a lot more about ourselves headed into the Christmas break.
I know, because you're facing these teams 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking to BJ over at Central City tomorrow, so I'm sure he's looking forward to playing you guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, great talking to you, man. I'm telling you, it looks like a great year for the Cardinals. I don't have to tell people to get out and support you. I'm sure it's packed every time.
Yeah, it's great having fans back in the crowd. And
you have an announcer now, too.
We do have an announcer, Mr. Sock's doing a great job.
Gotta give him a plug, man.
Absolutely.
I like that guy. Coach, thanks for doing that,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for doing this. I wish you the best of luck. Probably don't need it, but hope we see you down in Lincoln.
We'll take all the luck we can get.
All right, Kelan Buhr, Doniphan-Trumbull Cardinal head boys basketball coach McKenna behind the camera. This is Bobby Mills saying we'll see you next time on In the Hoop.